Welcome to the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the University of Rio Grande and the Robin Fowler pregame show. Your local State Farm agent, and like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Rick Ash along with Brian Allen here on Total Media Sports YouTube. And Brian, we're getting ready to call the Eastern Eagles and Manchester Greyhounds. And before we do that, let's talk about the first game that just ended.
Simms Valley takes the victory 15-0 in 5 over Latham Western, and it was quick. I mean, they put up the 15 runs, and there wasn't really a competitive contest, so to speak. But the winner of this next game, Manchester and Eastern, will play Simms Valley, who is the 1 seed in this bracket. So I mean, it's expected. They were expected to win that first game. Western as the 9 seed. And so Simms Valley moves on to play the winner of this game Thursday night here at Rio Grande.
Yeah, that is a, let's see, Eastern's got the early game here. That is a 6 o'clock game, I believe. But Southern wins, they go too. So yeah, I've forgot which time goes where. But it'll be, if they both win, it'll be a 4 o'clock game and a 6 o'clock game. So for the Eastern Eagles, they're coming in at 5-8, 7-3 in the conference. 2 losses to Southern, 1 to Belpre. But Brian, let's talk about the beginning of this season, the first 10 games.
Yeah, Eastern with a rough start to the year, 3-7 in their first 10 games. And from there, they were able to turn it around, 12-1 to end the year. So, we talked a lot last week that this was a team that improved throughout the season, and hats off to the coaching staff. You start 3-7, you start getting a little bit discouraged, and to turn that around and then go 12-1 and really playing some of the same teams, for the second time around, and winning games that you had lost earlier.
They did. I've got it right here. They lost to Benton County, but in the rematch, won 11-5. They lost to Warren at home, went to Warren and won 9-6, and then they lost home versus Belpre, but went to Belpre and won 5-4. The lone loss was at the rain-shortened five-inning game during the rain. That was shortened by rain, I should say, and that was a 7-6 loss, the only loss that they had after Game 10. So 11 on. They had a tremendous run, 12-1, and they are a team right now, as Brian, is as hot as anybody around.
Yeah, Manchester coming in tonight as the 4 seed, Eastern as the 5. And so Eastern will be the road team tonight, and they'll bat first. But, this game, I mean, if you look at it, you look at how Eastern's playing, you'd say, boy, this is a toss-up, a 4 versus 5 anyways. And then coming in on a 12-1 run, that has to give Eastern a lot of confidence coming into this game tonight. Coming off of a tournament win at home, 19-0 over Portsmouth Sciotoville. So, they have to be riding high coming in tonight, and it should be an interesting one.
Yeah, let's look at some stats for the Eagles. Adria Alt leads the team in batting at .635. Emma Putman at .610. Riley White at .608. Riley White also leads in home runs with 12, and Emma Putman right there with her at 12 also. Adria Alt with stolen bases leads with 26. Emma Putman with 16. Ashlyn Thomas with 11. Runs scored, Alt with 56. Putman with 52. And Riley White with 44. In the RBI department, Riley White leads the team with 58. Emma Putman right behind her with 49. Ashlyn Thomas with 43. Riley White leads the Eagles in doubles with 17. Triples, Adria Alt with 7. And
hosted by the Southeast District Athletic Board.
A team that's, like we said, really, really hot right now, without a doubt.
In the Southeast District Athletic Board of the Ohio
So it looks like we're going
to welcomes you to
break again, maybe for the national anthem once again. It looks like.
Eastern High School.
And
The officials assigned to this contest have been
Right
selected
now for
and
the
assigned according to the
Manchester
procedures
Greyhounds,
adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic
Adeline Hunter with a
Association
500
and the
batting
Southeast
average.
District
Riley Young, the
Athletic Board.
pitcher, and she's doing it all.
The
Riley Young
umpires for this
is going to be a
game
name that you hear
Pat
tonight
Tabler,
a lot.
Mike Dillo, and Nathan Jones.
Ileana Applegate at 532, but Riley Young with a 1.14
And now let's
ERA
meet the teams.
and
First
leads the
for
team
visiting
with
Eastern
34
Eagles,
runs scored,
non-starters,
27 hits, and
number
27
20,
RBI.
Shiloh
So
Brewer,
Riley Young
and
is
number
the player
24,
to look,
Makina Rankin.
listen to, and watch tonight for the
And now the
Manchester
starters.
Greyhounds, without a doubt.
Leading off
Leads
for
the team in
Eagles,
hitting and the ERA and runs
playing
scored,
center field,
hits, and
number 3,
RBI.
Adri Alt.
And she's batting in the 2 hole, so that's kind of an
Second
interesting
batter,
place
playing catcher,
to
number
stick a
44,
person. You think,
Emma
okay,
Putnam.
maybe the leadoff hitter
At
gets on
shortstop,
base. She has a
number
chance
two-
to
number 2,
keep it going, and then your
Ashlyn
big
Thomas.
hitters come up right after.
In the
So
cleanup spot,
Normally,
playing first base,
I was
number
told that you
11,
put
Riley White.
your best hitter in the
Batting
3
fifth,
spot.
The pitcher, number
But,
10,
Riley will
Jana
be
Wright.
batting in the 2 spot here tonight.
Batting sixth,
and,
playing third base, number
let's look
1,
at the
Elizabeth Putnam.
Starting lineup for
In
the
right field, and
Greyhounds,
batting seventh, number 13,
batting first and playing third
Cheyenne
base,
White.
Adeline Hunter. Batting second,
The
pitching,
defensive
Riley
player,
Young.
number 4, Emma
Batting third and playing shortstop,
Simonsberger.
Ileana Applegate.
And
Kristen
playing
McClanahan
second,
will be the catcher and
batting
bat
ninth, number
fourth.
12,
Batting
Abigail
fifth,
Newland.
Mahala Brown,
And
the
the
first
flex playing
baseman.
left field, double zero,
Jayless
Lily
Applegate,
White.
she'll be
The
the
Lady
center
Eagles
fielder
are
and bat
coached by
sixth.
Ty Alt,
Batting seventh will be Chloe
assisted
Carter,
by
the right
Jenny
fielder.
Putnam
Batting
and
eighth,
Ashley
Abby
Alt.
Nira, the designated player. Number
And now
32,
for
batting ninth,
Manchester,
Peyton
The
Hayslip.
non-starters,
The flex is Chloe
number 7,
Freeman.
Hayden King.
And I'll let you go
Number
through the
13, Jadlyn Conley. Number 16, Serenity Fisher.
Eastern starting lineup.
Number 18,
Brian?
all right,
Hayden
so
Newland.
leading off will be the center fielder, number
21,
3,
Bailey
Adra Alt.
Spires.
Batting in the 2
Number
hole will be the
22,
catcher,
Keely
44,
Monroe.
Emma Putman.
Number
In the 3
24,
spot, the
Addison
shortstop, number
Barlow.
2, Ashlyn Thomas.
Number 27,
Batting
Joseph
cleanup, the
Tavok.
first baseman,
And
number 11, Riley
73,
White.
Kay
Batting
Johnson.
5th, pitching tonight,
Now
number
starting
10,
for
Jana Wright.
Manchester, leading off,
Batting in the 6th
playing
spot,
third
playing
base,
third
number
base,
10,
number 1, Elizabeth
Adeline
Putman.
Hunter.
Batting 7th in right field,
Batting
number
second,
13, Cheyenne
The
White.
pitcher, number
Batting
15,
8th,
Riley
the designated
Young.
player, number 4,
In the
Emma
third spot, the
Simmelsberger.
shortstop, number 25,
And batting 9th,
Selena
the
Applegate.
second baseman, number 12,
In the
Abby
cleanup
Newland.
spot, the catcher,
And the
number
flex,
1,
0-0,
Kristen
Lily White.
McClellan. At first base, batting 5th, number 23,
As,
Mahala Brown.
Continuing on with the
In the 6th spot,
introductions
playing center
here
field,
out on the
number
field.
12, Jayless Applegate.
Did
Again.
you go over the
In right
the
field,
rest of the roster
seventh
here?
spot, number 4,
Oh, okay,
Chloe
number
Carter.
24,
for
McKenna
Rankin
Rankin.
and Sophie
The
Brewer,
defensive
number
Yeah,
20?
number
player,
20,
number
Sophie
8,
Brewer, yeah.
Batting number 8, number 34, Abby
Yeah.
Neary.
I'm guessing that's, yeah.
Neary
The
was
left
the
fielder, batting ninth,
pronunciation
number 13,
that he
number
used here,
32,
and I forgot to
Peyton
put my
Hazel, and the flex
my
player,
people over
number
here,
5,
so we better
Chloe
get them over
Freeman.
there.
The Lady Greyhounds are coached by
McClanahan.
Matthias Applegate. He is assisted by Cody Carter, Josie Calvert, and Madison Jones. Again, welcome to
And we're
today's
just
event.
about ready
In
to
the
go
spirit of
here.
Sportsmanship, we ask that all fans act in reasonable and courteous manner. Abusive language or disorderly
A
conduct
loud
is
PA system,
unacceptable
we'll just
and
kind of let him
unwelcome.
talk until
Let's support the participation and the participants and your fellow fans the respect they deserve. Your cooperation is appreciated. Now let's play ball.
And we're just about ready to go. Riley Young on the mound, and we watched her warm up, Brian, and she has some really, really good speed.
I thought both pitchers warming up, you mentioned it as well, had some nice pop. And, yeah, this is one where we saw that the other night with Southern at Meigs, where both pitchers were working really well and quickly, and it was just a quick, smooth game. And we might see the same thing tonight, depending on how the pitchers are working. But Riley Young, you know, you look at her numbers and everything, and we'll see
She does it all for the Greyhounds.
We'll see
She's
if
a big part of the offense and defense, without a doubt.
Curious to see if the reality matches the mythology, right? But,
I'll see.
I think we're just moments away here as Manchester's finishing up their warm-ups. Eastern's already taken their infield, and
we need a number, Brian, for the second baseman for Manchester. See if we can get me a
Leading
number
off for
there.
the Eagles, the center fielder, number 3,
Let's see
Alt.
here.
On deck, the
She
catcher,
turns
number
around.
23.
24,
23 should be the first
25. It looks, well, 25 is a shortstop.
number
There we
5.
go, number 5, yeah.
baseman. Okay, that's Chloe Freeman. Okay.
Yeah, number 5. And then 25 is the shortstop.
All right, here we go. So Riley Young facing Adria Alt. Alt, the left-hander, leads the team in batting and a lot of other categories that we mentioned there just a little bit ago. And she's one of those runners in the box as a lefty, trying to get something on the left side. She does have really good speed. Emma Putman on deck. This is a district semifinal game. District finals here on Thursday night. There's a called strike, ball in the outside corner. One ball, one strike.
Well, it's been fastballs on the first 2 pitches, Rick, so she's leaning on it here early.
Riley Young gets her signal from McClanahan. And here's the pitch. But down the third base line is going to be touched foul by Hunter. So 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
Well, it was a good thought, and it was well placed and kind of died right there as it spun back, but unfortunately in foul territory. And
good job by Hunter coming in to touch the ball. It's Adlin Hunter.
So now 2 strikes. Figure the bunt probably is out of play at this point.
1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 Alt. Young's pitch, and that one's fouled out of play. Riley Young ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Manchester and Eastern. Here's the pitch to Alt, and that's high on the strike zone. So 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Pretty good at bat here to start with. You know, see some pitches and foul a few off and give the rest of the team a chance to get a peek.
Here's the pitch to Alt to the left side, and that's going to be an error on Hunter. So Alt on, and she hits the ball hard towards the third baseman.
Looked like it just hit off the heel of the glove and just bounced straight up.
Yeah, it took a really good hop for Adlin Hunter, but she couldn't handle it. So it'll be an E5. And Putman at the plate, and Ashlyn Thomas on deck.
Well, Eastern gets the leadoff batter on.
And that's always important. And you know how many times they normally score. I would say it's over 90% of the time that they do score. We'll see what happens here. And she's going to move up on a wild pitch as Alt. And Eastern with a runner in scoring position here with nobody out. Emma Putman at the plate, Ashlyn Thomas on deck.
A little bit of an overthrow there for Riley Young.
Yeah, sometimes if you try to overthrow the ball, that's what happens. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a high ball. Most of my, I'd say 3/4 of my umpiring career, the pitching plate was 40 feet. It's now 43. You can imagine what it was like at 40. All right, Putman steps back in. She's the catcher for Coach Ty Alt. And that's going to be a called strike.
Yeah, it was a good pitch right there, knee high. And again, the fastball when she's putting it where it needs to go, it's got some nice speed to it. But a little bit of control issue here early in the game for Riley Young.
2 balls, 1 strike to Putman. Alt at second base, reached on an error. Here's the pitch, out of the strike zone. Brian, her misses have been way out of the strike zone.
Yeah,
and
very
most of them
high.
High.
Yeah. 3-1 count. Good pitch probably to take a swing here. Probably gonna have to bring something.
His pitch misses high and she walked it.
Now Eastern with their first 2 on.
Corbin Wilbur on our infield camera and our stationary camera in the outfield. What a view that you have there, looking in at the batter. And I think I can watch my monitor here and rather than look through this dark screen. Here's the pitch. And swing and a miss.
At bat is the shortstop. Number
Good
2,
healthy
Thomas.
cut.
On deck is the first baseman, number 11, White.
Ashlyn Thomas.
Yep, Riley White on deck. Eastern threatening big time here in the first inning. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Thomas at the plate. And a healthy cut there by Ashlyn Thomas.
She's taking a couple of good ones here. She's looking to hit. She's not looking to walk here.
Runners at first and second, nobody out.
But I feel like those first 2 pitches were over the plate. They were definitely strikes.
Young's pitch and swing and a miss. Struck her out. And Brian, definitely a ball out of the strike
The
zone.
cleanup hitter for the Eagles.
Ashlyn up there being aggressive.
Yeah, the first
Riley
2
White.
pitches she
On
swung
deck
at,
is number
missed
10,
on the
White.
first, fouled off the second. I felt like they were over the plate. That third one, as you mentioned, maybe a little high and outside. But as you say, she was looking to swing.
Riley Young for the Greyhounds. Here's the pitch, high again. She's holding on to it just a little too long. Eagles still with runners at first and second. Putman at first, Alt second. Alt reached by an error on Hunter at third base. Putman was a walk. Thomas strikes out. Riley White now at the plate for our Eastern Eagles. Squares the bunt. She's going to take that one all the way, and that's out way out of the strike zone again. 2 balls and no strikes. And you can't beat this evening, Brian.
Yeah, just beautiful, beautiful. Some fuzzy clouds up in the sky, but bright, sunny, 70 degrees, just wonderful.
All right, Riley Young gets her signal from McClanahan. And nice pitch on the inside part of the plate. And Brian, if you want to see things get lighter, just look to your right.
Yeah, we've been talking about that. There's a netting in front of us.
Black netting that's dark in our view, but we can see. But it looks much nicer over that way. All right, Young is ready. Here's the pitch. Boy, a healthy cut there by White out of the strike zone and a swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Riley White. Just 1 out. Runners at first and second. Old at first. Putman at first. An error and a walk. Strikeout of Thomas. White at the plate. And a little fly ball into right field in the sun. And Chloe Carter's going to make the catch. And Brian, talk about what we saw during warm-ups.
Right, during warm-ups, Chloe Carter was having a hard time battling the sun. And a member of the Manchester coaching staff went over and talked with her, showed her how to hold the glove up to shield the sun, and then she started making catches. And that's what she did right there. She held the glove up and came right over and made the catch.
And you can see the shadows, the sun looking right at her. She's looking right into the western sky. At the plate, Jana Wright. Jana batting in the 5 spot. Where's number 10? And good healthy cut there by Wright. Very aggressive swing there by Jana.
Well, now with 2 outs, Eastern looking for a hit here. Looking for a 2-out RBI. And Riley Young, to her credit, she struggled with the first couple of batters. Now she's battled back, gotten the last 2 out.
All right, Riley Young, wheels and deals, and another healthy cut there by Jana Wright, and she fouls that one off. And the Greyhounds trying to get out of the inning. 2 outs. First 2 base runners got on base. First and second with no out. Now it's first and second with 2 outs. And the 5-hole hitter, Jana Wright, at the plate. Here's the pitch, and another healthy cut there by Jana.
She's hanging in there, trying to get some
I tell you,
timing down.
as long as you swing the bat like that, and the Eagles thus far have Thomas and White and Wright, they've all swung the bat very, very strongly, very aggressively. Pat Tabler behind the plate, our umpire tonight, our home plate umpire. And here's the pitch. And there's a shot in the center field, and that's going to be over the head of Applegate. Here comes Alt, and here comes Putman, and a 2 RBI double by Jana Wright. And Brian, we just talked about how aggressive she was swinging the bat, and she sent that right over the head of Jaylease Applegate.
It just looked to me like she was trying to get the timing of the pitches down, and she put a perfect swing on that one. It was dead straight center field, and just right over top of the center fielder, Jalen Applegate's head.
Yeah, and those were the toughest when it's right at you like that. And Jaylease did all she could do, but that ball was hammered. 2-run, 2 RBI double for Wright. A swing and a miss by Elizabeth Putman. Cheyenne White on deck. And the run scored, Brian. We said over 90% of the time they score, and they did.
Yep, there you go.
With 2 outs.
And now a chance. You get a runner on second base again. Now with a hit, probably scores another.
Riley Young, ERA of 1.14 coming into the ball game. But Jana Wright hammers a double over the head of the center fielder, Jaylease Applegate. And both runs scored, and Jana just traded places with Alt. Here's the pitch, and that's out of the strike zone. So, Brian, right now, if you're a Manchester fan, right now Riley Young's throwing a lot of pitches. She's throwing a bunch of pitches this inning.
Yeah, and you're thinking, well, we'd like for her to go 7 innings tonight, and that's going to be a challenge.
All right, did not see what happened, but home plate umpire stepped out and was talking to Coach Auld about something. 2 balls, 1 strike to Liz Putman, and that one gets away, and Wright's going to head to third base. And now multiple ways you can score here. Pass ball, hit, error. She could steal home, but probably won't try that. Young's pitch, swing and a miss by Liz Putman. Makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Young ready to go. Here's a 3-2 pitch, and fouled that one off. Tonight's game brought to you by Home National Bank. Ravenswood, they have opened now. Racine, Syracuse, and Middleport. And also the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171 there in Pomeroy. Thank you so much for your support. And our pregame and postgame sponsor is Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent, swinging the miss into the glove, and that's the second strikeout of the inning for Riley Young. But damage was done.
After a half inning,
2 runs on 1 hit. There was an error and a walk. And after a half inning of play, it's the Eastern Eagles 2 and the Manchester Greyhounds coming to bat.
The pitcher, number 14, Young.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Alrighty, we are back. We're at the University of Rio Grande District semifinal action. And Rick Ash along with Brian Allen. Corbin Wilbur, our infield camera operator, and our video op man tonight is Mr. Wyatt Martin. And good inning. They got the 2 runs in that got there, the error and the walk. So 2 runs, only 1 hit, there's 1 error, and 1 left on for the Eagles. Now for Manchester, coming into the bottom of the first inning, will be Adeline Hunter, Riley Young, and Eliana Applegate. So on the mound tonight is Jana Wright, and she's got to be fired up after that double, the 1 hop the wall
Leading off for the
over the head of Jaylee's Applegate.
10, Adeline Hunter.
So Adeline Hunter, the third baseman, at the plate. So both teams, Brian, are going to lead off with lefties. So we'll see if she's a runner in the box or she's going to stand in there and hit the ball. Most of your left-handers with speed will slap the ball to the left side. There's Putman in front of the bag. And here's Wright's first pitch of the ball game. And just missed outside a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes to Hunter. Greyhounds coming in tonight with a record of 17-3, a 9-8 winner over Fairfield. And I called Fairfield game many a time in the ground ball foul down the first baseline. That's a big win over Fairfield. They've been in the regional tournaments a lot of years, called a lot of their games in the districts and regionals. So a good win for Manchester over Fairfield. All right, stepping back in is Hunter. 1 ball, no strikes. Pop that one up.
One thing is Jana Wright doing a nice job of keeping everything inside, as Adeline Hunter is trying to kind of go inside out with it, but all she's able to do is kind of pop it up out of play.
Yeah, she's wanting to slap the ball to the left side, but
yeah,
Jana's keeping the ball inside on her. Thus the pop up down the right field line. And, right through the hands of Abby Newland. So, the same as Eastern did.
For Manchester, the pitcher, number 14,
yeah, very similar
Riley
to the
Young.
top of the first inning. Error on that first batter.
Applegate.
Boy, Abby Newland was right in on top of Hunter. And it just, you never know what it does. It may have hit a little rock. You just don't know. But nonetheless, it goes in error, and Manchester has their first runner on base. Right with a called strike. So 1 ball and no strikes. Nobody out. Manchester with their leadoff man, Adeline Hunter, at first base. We'll be here tomorrow evening for the Southern game. And their opponent is?
They will be playing Portsmouth Clay. 3 seed versus 6 seed. So Southern will be the home team tomorrow night.
And that will be a 6 o'clock start also. We'll be here for that one. Either team advances. We'll be back here Thursday night.
Preferably both teams, right?
That would be pretty neat. And now there's a long fly ball. A 1 hopper off the fence. Hunter's going to come around and score. So all of a sudden it goes from 2-0 to 2-1. And well, that looked just like
I was going to say,
Wright's
very
double.
Similar. Yep, very similar. Right off that center field, dead center field. That one was a little flatter, just more of a line drive as it really hit the center field wall off of one bounce. And,
Ileana Applegate, the shortstop, at the plate with nobody out.
But both had similar effects.
And that's a foul ball down the left field line. Hit very sharply.
This might be one of those games where both teams just hit the ball well.
The ball's one strike.
You just never know. Both teams really swinging the bat well here early.
Wright gets her signal. Here's the pitch. High out of the strike zone with Riley Young. And we just forgot to mention Riley Young's the one that hit the double.
Right.
And
fantastic
as we said coming
hitter.
in, she leads the team in hitting as well as a lot of other categories. And that one hit sharply down the third base way, just to the right of the third base coach. Ball back in, and Jane is ready to get her signal. Emma Putman, there's number 44, the catcher. Beautiful evening here at the University of Rio Grande. The Lady Red Storm pitches way outside. The ball took a little bit off of that one. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ileana Applegate. Jana gets her signal, and here's the pitch, and misses low and inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 to Ileana Applegate. Yeah, swing and a miss.
Off-speed pitch.
Yep.
She really, really had her fooled on that one. Just change speeds, put it on the outside.
For the Greyhounds,
Nice pitch.
You know, in high school, most pitchers, that's all you need. If you've got a good fastball and a changeup, you can do a lot of damage out there in that circle. Here's Wright, that's in the dirt, and nice pick up there by Emma Putman. And kept that runner, Riley Young, from advancing to third base. And that one in the dirt. Young, a pretty good secondary lead out there, Brian. She's ready to go if something happens.
Yeah, she's aggressive on the base pass. She's taking off right at the pitch and going maybe about a quarter of the way to third base.
And a little looper into right field and right at Cheyenne White. And Riley Young's going to hold at second base.
Yeah, that would have been a close play. You don't want to take the third out at third base.
Now batting the first baseman,
That's one of those things. You never want to take that extra out at third base. And so she decided to hold up. That was one of those middle fly balls, not quite deep enough.
Mahala Brown at the plate. 2-1 Eagles here in the bottom of the first inning. And slow grounder to short. Thomas up with it. And a 6-3 put out. So the Eagles shut them down after that 1 run comes in.
Manchester 1.
And they get 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error and 1 left on. After 1 complete, Eastern Lady Eagles 2, Manchester Lady Greyhounds 1. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back. Top of the second inning. It'll be Cheyenne White, Emma Smelsberger, and Abby Newland. Riley Young. And that's going to be a foul ball out of play. And Riley helped her own cause with that RBI double. And it's 2-1 now. Brian, if both pitchers continue to do what they're doing, this is going to be a low scoring and a great pitcher's duel. Cheyenne White,
Well,
Semmelsberger, and Newland.
I would assume Riley Young is not happy about her first inning of work, giving up those 2 runs. As she averages about a run a game giving up.
1.14 was the ERA.
Yeah. So she's thinking she's already given up double her average in a whole game.
I don't know if that's an earned run on the error or not. Not sure how that officially scored.
Right.
But Alt did reach on the error to start with and did score. Called strike 3.
That was just on the outside corner.
And that is the 3rd strikeout for Young. And the 2nd consecutive, she retired Liz Putman for the last out of the first inning. Did I miss somebody?
He should be 8. It should be.
That's what I've got, but that's
Semmelsberger.
That's not what he said. He said Newland. That's number 4. That's
Yeah, that's Semmelsberger. He just said the wrong name. Yep.
Semmelsberger at the plate with 1 out in the 8th spot. And Emma is the DP. Riley Young, wheels and deals, and the called strike on the inside part of the plate.
Well, a nice pitch right at the knees, inside corner. Tough to do much with that one.
No balls, 2 strikes.
That's the kind of pitch where if you could throw it in that exact same location every pitch, they'd never get a hit off of you.
And the pitch is swing and a miss.
Now,
another strikeout.
Riley Young settling in here in the second inning as she's been all around the plate throughout. She had a little bit of trouble in the first inning overthrowing the high pitches, but we have not seen that in this frame.
Abby Newland steps in. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Riley Young as she begins to really dial in her pitches, Brian. Right now she's keeping the ball and just in the right spot and throws the ball with a pretty good speed. Go 1 pitch and a swing and a miss. 4 strikeouts in the ball game thus far. 2 in the first and now 2 here in the second.
She's putting them right there around the plate. These are all strikes that they're swinging at.
Riley Young. It's her signal, and here's the pitch. One ball, 2 strikes to Abby Newland. Then back to the top of the order with Adria Alt. And a swing and a miss. Struck her out. So strikeout number 5 strikes out the side. And after 1 1/2 innings of play, Eastern 2 and the Lady Greyhounds of Manchester 0. You're listening, watching Total Media Sports YouTube.
Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we are back. Bottom of the second inning. 2-1 Lady Eagles. It'll be Jaylease Applegate, Chloe Carter, and Abby Nira. And ground ball to the right side. Newland's going to pick it up, goes to first. And that's a 4-3 put out. Brian, you're going to have to help me a little bit. I can't see
Now
first
batting
base.
the right fielder, number 4,
Just
Chloe Carter.
4-3 put out. Newland was able to charge the ball, make the flip
Miriam.
over to Riley White. Nothing too fancy there.
The right fielder, Chloe Carter. Jana Wright on the mound for the Lady Eagles. 2-1 lead for the team in green. Ground ball left side, got a little spin on it. Thomas up with it. And a nice play there, 6-3 put out. And Ashton Thomas showing a very strong arm right there. And a very athletic
Now
play.
batting number 34, Abby Neria.
Yeah, the Eastern defense with
On
2
deck,
quick
number
outs
34,
here.
32, Hazlip.
Abby Neria at the plate. Peyton Hayslip.
Another left-handed batter.
2 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Jana Wright working and pop up to the right side, and that will be out of play. Abby Neria. The lefty steps back in. I believe that's both teams have leadoff lefties, and now another lefty here in the 8-hole for Manchester. Wind blowing out to right. Here's the pitch, and it's going to miss outside the ball.
Nice looking pitch, just a hair off the plate. That's the kind of pitch that maybe to a right-handed batter, you maybe get a strike call on that.
1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch and a fly ball to right field. That's the way the wind is blowing.
And it's over.
It gets
It's
over
to
the hand
wall.
of White and into second base with a stand-up double with 2 out. Abby Neria.
I tell you, the outfielders are having to work in this one. We've had an extra base hit that's hit the wall in every
Now batting for the Greyhounds,
frame
You
so
can see
far.
the big flag up on right
Yeah.
behind line center.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty big flag to be sticking straight out, which it was when she swung. And the lefty. That's her third stand-up double tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, some big swings.
So we're down the 9-hole spot. Peyton Hayslip, the runner at second base, and 2 out. Eastern wins. They will play on Thursday night, and if Southern wins tomorrow, they'll play Thursday also in a 4 o'clock game and a 6 o'clock game.
That's what we're hoping for. That'd be a lot of fun. Cover 2 games back to back.
That would be pretty cool. Both teams will have a lot of work to do. This is a 2-1 game. The Eagles lead. And there is a base
hot
hit to the
shot.
left. I don't think she's going to be able to score.
No.
And that's not a force out, so.
No. It, you know, I don't think that she knew that there were 2 outs, Rick, because she got a late break for third base, and it actually was a pretty close play at third base, just with the throw in from left field to third. But anyways, yeah,
Well, you
that
thought maybe there would have been maybe a pinch runner there. You've got your flex person,
yeah,
Chloe Freeman, that could have went in.
they did not make
ran
that
there.
decision. So now first and third, but 2 outs.
Yep, still 2 out. But this is the leadoff hitter, Adeline Hunter. If you remember, she reached on error on Abby Newland, but Abby way up again. Infield pretty much drawn in. Shortstops, I would say, is just about normal depth. Every place else is in. Adeline Hunter at the plate. And Brian, with the infield in so tight, so close, anything can get through pretty quickly. It doesn't have to be hit real hard. So Hunter back in again. In the right. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be out of the strike zone of ball. One ball, two strikes.
Well, with two strikes, you would have to say Hunter's probably going to be looking to swing at anything around the plate.
Yep, first and third for Manchester. That's way out of the strike zone, and the runner does go now. So a stolen base for Peyton Hayslip. And now Manchester with two runners on. Second and third, leadoff hitter Hunter up. 2 outs. Jana Wright trying to get out of a jam. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be right back to Wright. She's going to fire it over to first, and they're out of it.
Nice play.
After
So,
two complete,
out 1-3.
Eastern 2, Manchester
No
1.
runs on 2 hits, 2 left on. And after 2 complete, Eastern leads at 2-1. You're listening, watching to Total Media, YouTube Sports.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Alrighty, we are back here at the University of Rio Grande. District semifinal game between the Eastern Lady Eagles and the Manchester Lady Greyhound. Here in the top of the third inning, it is Adria Alt, Emma Putman, Ashlyn Thomas. So a great place right here for the Eagles to get some more runs on the board. Outside of ball. Alt looking for something to slap to the left side and beat it out. Pitch from Young. And a little looper down the left field line. It's got a lot of spin on the ball, and it's going to be foul.
I thought that one was going to stay fair.
Now,
but
you see what happens. If that stays fair,
tails.
with that spin on it, it spun all the way to the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a tough play. That might have ended up a double if it had dropped in fair ground with the way it
would have
spun.
been because she would have got to second very easily.
Yeah.
Especially with her speed. All right, Adri steps back in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Riley Young, and here's the pitch. Low ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. We're in the top of the third inning. Eastern 2, Manchester 1. Be back here tomorrow evening at the same time for the Southern Tornadoes as they take on Portsmouth Clay. This is softball week, and next week will be baseball week, baseball district play. And here's the pitch. Just missed low.
Yeah, these pitches, I mean, they are low. That was not knee high. That was maybe about mid-thigh, I guess, or mid-calf, I should say. And just not there. So a good at bat here.
All right. Adriel steps back in. Freshman. Center fielder. And here's the pitch. And she walked her.
Well, Adriel has been
Now
on both
batting the
times.
pitcher, number 44,
Finding a way to get
Emma
on base. She
Putnam.
scored the first time. We'll see if she can do it again this time.
Well, here we go. And we've said it before. We'll say it again. All the years we've done this, I never kept track of it, but I would say over 90% of the time that leadoff batter gets on, they just about score every time.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense and your pitcher to keep tabs on them. It sort of divides your concentration.
Well, they know this. They know they got a really good hitter at the plate. They've got a lot of speed at first base. A person who likes to steal bases, so they got to be aware of all that. Adrie leads the team in stolen bases with 27. Emma Putman, who's at the plate right behind her, with 16. Well, that one ball, 2 balls, and no strikes. We want to thank the Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area 2171, for their support. Home National Bank and Robin Fowler, State Farm Insurance Agent, for her sponsoring our pregame and postgame show. Here's the pitch, and a little nut. That's got a lot of spin on it, and she may not be able to handle it, and she couldn't. And I'm going to give her an infield hit on that one, Brian.
Yeah, that would have taken a phenomenal play to flip that over to first in time.
Well, it had all that spin on it.
It plopped out of the glove, but I don't think it would have mattered. I don't think Freeman would have had a play, even if she'd have fielded it clean. As you say, was kind of spinning back towards.
Well, she had it come off the end of the bat and had a lot of spin on it. You could see when it hit, and just not able to glove it. But I'm going to give Emma an infield hit on that one. As you said, Brian, probably had it beat out anyway.
Yeah.
Thomas at the plate, lays the bunt down. It's going to be foul as soon as Hunter touches it. So Alt at second base, Putman at first base. And we'll be right back here tomorrow evening. Southern Tornadoes. And Brian will be doing the play-by-play tomorrow night for his Southern Tornadoes. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out here in the top of the third. Bunt is down. It gets by Young. This is going to be another infield hit.
Just a perfectly placed bunt. Once it was able to get by the pitcher, Riley Young, that was it. It wasn't hit hard enough for a charging by the shortstop to come get it. And, boy, Eastern just putting the ball right where it needs to be on these infield hits.
Well, a walk by Alt, and then Putman's spinner to second base, and then that one gets, like you say, Brian, once it gets by the pitcher, it's over.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. You can field it and keep everybody on their bases, and that's about it.
This is Riley White, who leads the team in RBI with 58. And right behind her is Jana Wright. She had that stand-up double. So this is a really important inning here for the Eagles with nobody out.
Well, Riley White had a well-hit ball to the right fielder, and you know, she put it in play and made him make a play on it. So both of them tagged a ball their last time up.
And that's going to be a foul ball. And took a little bit off of that one. So Riley White also leads the team tied with Emma Putman in home runs with 12. RBI with 58. And she leads the team in doubles with 17. So very good hitter at the plate, cleanup hitter Riley White, first baseman. So Riley Young in a heap of trouble right now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball down the right field line. Should be out of play, and it is.
Yeah.
So Riley holding tight there, protecting the plate. And infield on the third baseman's in, but the second baseman looks like is at double play depth, as is a shortstop. Corners in. And that's a ball high. She looked like took a lot off of that one, but missed it high.
Yeah, I was going to say, some kind of off-speed pitch, but it just sort of sailed.
And that one's going to miss in the dirt. So now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So after getting ahead in the count, 0-2. Throwing a couple balls, and it's 2-2. Riley Young, who's thrown a ton of pitches, and she's going to throw a lot more in this inning. And swing and a miss struck her out.
Yeah,
go ahead, Brian.
I was going to say it was a rising fastball. I can
Now,
see
batting
how
pitcher, number
the hitter
2,
might have been
Dana
fooled by
White
that one, thinking it
on
was going to be
deck.
closer to over the plate, and it just kept going up. And by the time it went across the plate, it was really up around her eyes, but it did not start there. So, you know, that's a tough one to see sometimes.
Jana Wright at the plate. She had the 2 RBI double back in the first inning. And that was with 2 outs. And Jana really takes healthy cuts. And that was a pretty good fastball there by Riley Young, even though it was low and inside. So 1 ball and no strikes. 2-1 Eagles, and they are threatening big time. Loaded the bases with no outs. But the 6th strikeout for the ball game for Riley Young, and the bases loaded 1 out now. And that one way out of the strike zone. If you watch how she's trying to spin the ball, Brian, trying to put a lot on it.
Yeah.
And she may be better off just rearing back and throwing fastballs in there.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's kind of outsmarting herself a little bit. But, you know, the adrenaline takes over. It's
Yep.
And
Called
as
strike.
you say right there, she took a little bit off of that one and was able to hit the outside corner. It's always that struggle between velocity and accuracy,
Yeah,
right? You're trying
right.
to balance that the whole time with the fastball. And
She definitely needs an out here. The Eagles need a base hit, and that would do some major damage. Jana Wright with a double, 2 RBI double with 2 out in her first at bat. And here's the pitch, and it's going to be low ball. And right now, no place to put her. 3 balls and 1 strike.
this is a big pitch coming up, Rick.
Yeah, she's got to come back, you would think, with her fastball and just
I almost think this would be a spot to take a pitch just to see if she can put one over the plate at this point, because she's struggling with it.
And she may very well be. We'll see. Here's the pitch. Way out of the
you
strike
go.
zone, walked her.
Yeah, I mean, that was, and she's going to steal
Look, here
home,
coming.
and she's
And
in.
she's safe.
She's in and getting to third. Rick, I saw that right off the bat. She was heading to third, and as soon as she touched third base, she just came in, no hesitation. And the Manchester defense was not up for that play.
So that's Alt and Putman.
And that's just something that you don't see very often. But, you know, you catch the defense napping a little bit there.
Well, with that, and basically a stolen base, you could call it that, but it did allow.
And everybody moved up. Now you got runners on second and third.
They moved further. Thomas went from first over to third, and Jana Wright with a walk went to second.
So now you still have just 1 out, and you've got runners on second and third.
Lays down the bunt, right back to Young. And I don't know what she's doing, because she had an easy force out. And she's out of the baseline, so she's out.
Now Eastern is able to move everybody up. So again, second and third, but now 2 outs instead of 1.
Yeah, all she had to do was look her back and get the out at first base. So that'll go as a fielder's choice.
Right fielder, number 13, Cheyenne White.
And they did get an out.
Yeah, but you know, I get what you're saying, Rick, but it would have ended up, you'd still had runners on second and third with 2 outs.
Right.
You just would have had different base runners, I guess.
The thing is that you don't, if you're a Manchester fan, you don't want to give up any more runs. You got to get an out.
Right.
And they took a big chance there, but they did get it. And right back where we started from, we swing and a miss. Cheyenne White at the plate, struck out back in the last inning.
Yeah, Cheyenne White, we're down to the 7 hole here. Eastern
But that was a big, aggressive run scored there by Emma Putman when she went all the way around. And here comes Jana Wright.
Oh my.
And she's going to score on the pass ball, or on the wild pitch.
I have to give the Eagles credit here, Rick. Their base running in this game has been phenomenal, scoring runs in all manner of situations and taking advantage of every opportunity.
Yep, very aggressive.
That was one that, was a tough one to take off on. It wasn't quite all the way to the backstop. And
the backstop's not really, but Jana timed it really, really well, Brian. She made a decision real quickly to go, and you can't hesitate there.
Yeah,
Jana did not.
That's what we've seen on these plays for the Eagles. No hesitation, very aggressive on the base paths, and they've really stolen 2 runs in this inning off of base running.
Cheyenne White at the plate. Young's pitch, swing and a miss, and struck her out. Strikeout number 7.
After 2.5.
So for the
5,
Eagles,
Manchester
they get
1.
3 runs on 2 infield hits and a couple walks. And after 2.5 innings of play, Eastern leads Manchester by a score of 5-1. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Greyhounds is the first baseman, number 14, is the pitcher, number 14, Riley Young. On deck, Applegate.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the 3rd inning. Riley Young will lead it off. Ileana Applegate, and then Bristol McClanahan. Jana Wright still on the mound, 5-1 lead.
Jana Wright with her 3rd inning of work here. Now with a 5-1 lead, she has to be feeling very confident here. Gives you a little bit of room.
And a called strike. And right now, Brian, she's in the meat of the order right now.
Yeah.
If she can get through this inning, and then she'll have the bottom 3rd coming, it be really helpful, because we're in the 4th inning already. Is that right? That's not right, is it?
I think it's still the bottom of the 3rd.
Bottom of 3rd is what I got.
Yeah, I'm thinking you're right.
Yeah.
Bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, bottom of 3rd.
But your point still stands. You get through the middle of the order, you're going to have at least 2 innings, with the bottom, and then, so.
Well, if you can get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, And there's a ground ball right to Jana, and she's going to throw her out 1-3.
She's had a couple of those plays in this game, Rick, where it's just come right back to her. She's just kind of flipped the glove up, and so those are plays you like, where the pitcher can stay on her toes and
easy outs.
Yep, make a play there. You don't have to worry about the infield making the long throw across.
Eliana Applegate, ground ball to 3rd. Putman fires it over, and they got her.
Another quick out.
And if you're Coach Auld, you're an Eagle fan, you like to see this quick innings by Jana. Kristen McClanahan, the catcher, up.
She's settled in. She's pitching very well.
Pitching a great ball game right now. Gave up that run in the 1st inning. And that was because of an error.
I heard Coach Ault say, I think it was at the beginning of the top of the 3rd, Coach Ault said, win the inning. Just worry about winning the inning. And that's what they've done so far. They've won these 3 innings as of this point.
Ground ball to Thomas. Fires it over to Riley White. And 6-3. So 1-3, 5-3, 6-3. Down go the Lady Greyhounds. And Brian, that's really right where you want them. Coming up, be 5, 6, 7. If you could get them 1, 2, 3, then you're 8, 9, 1.
Yep.
And it starts to look very good. If you can get that meat of the order up just one more time in this ball game, That would be a big plus. No runs, no hits, nothing going on for the Greyhounds as we go into the top of the 4th inning. Eagles 5 and Lady Greyhounds 1. You're listening and watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Ready for a movie night? Head to Silver Screen 7 in Gallipolis. With 7 screens showcasing the latest blockbusters and fan favorites, there's something for everyone. Enjoy comfy seats, affordable tickets, and fresh buttery popcorn that hits the spot. Located at 1284 Jackson Pike, it's your local destination for cinematic fun. Check showtimes and buy tickets at silverscreen7.com or follow us on Facebook. Silver Screen 7, where Gallipolis comes to watch. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
In on you.
All right, welcome back to the University of Rio Grande Red Storm softball field.
That's
And Emma Semmelsberger at the plate. Abby Newland on deck, 8, 9, and 1. Here's the pitch and a called strike.
that's a nice pitch right on the outside corner.
Riley Young is still 2 strikeouts in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 in the third.
She
7
had
strikeouts.
a very dominant second inning, and it looked like she was going to kind of settle in after a tough first inning. But then the Eagles really, again put together a nice third inning, scored a couple more 3 runs, and they've taken advantage of every opportunity.
Top of the 4th inning. 5-1. Lady Eagles. And that one fouled out of play. Semmelsberger, Newland, and back to the top of the order with Adri Alt. And I guarantee you Manchester does not want to see Alt come up with base runners anywhere on the bases. Semmelsberger wiggles her bat. Hit balls, 2 strikes. Riley Young, here's the pitch. And she struck her out. That's strikeout number 8 for Riley Young. That'll bring up Abby Newland, 0 for 1, and struck out in the second inning.
It's been interesting watching Eastern bat. They've struck out a number of times. The strikeouts are piling up, but when they put the ball in play, they've been very successful. And so that, to me, would be the message. Just try to put it in play.
And a strike.
Eastern a little bit more aggressive on these at-bats here this inning, swinging at some pitches maybe not quite in the strike zone.
But as long as you're swinging, Brian, you're dangerous. Good eye there by Abby Newland. That ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike, top of the 4th inning. Eagles by 4, 5-1. Riley Young's pitch. Ground ball right side. Picked up there by Freeman on the error.
Bounced it,
Yep. So
that was another one where it looked like it hit the heel of the glove. It took a high bounce. She had the glove right there, and it just bounced right off. And,
so an easy out turns into a base runner with 1 out and Alt at the plate, Putman to follow.
And we've seen that throughout the contest, Rick. When Eastern puts the ball in play, they've made it happen. And so now a base runner with 1 out, and as you say, here comes Adri Alt with a runner on.
Well, there was the error at third base and Alt's first at bat. Now another error here. There's been a couple walks in the last inning. And those are the things that Manchester has to avoid. Alt at the plate, a very, very dangerous hitter. She leads the team in batting with a 635, followed by Emma Putman at 610, Riley White at 608. So Murderer's Row coming up right here for the Eagles. And looking for, a couple hits, Brian, get this thing off of 5-1, maybe it's 7-1 or something. Really put Manchester in the hole. There's a shot to right field. Back.
It's gone.
And it
it's
is
a home
gone.
run.
Adri Alt.
And it was a no-doubter, Rick, as it cleared the fence by, 2 or 3 feet. It was not close. Into the trees. And just like that, tack on 2 more runs. And you called it as Adriel comes up with a base runner on.
Well, here's the thing, Brian. If that ball was fielded and they get Newland 4-3, Alt will come up and try to be a slap hitter.
Right.
And that's the first time we've seen her really swing the softball bat. And that was a no-doubter, a 2-run home run by Adria Alt to right field. And that is her 4th of the season, but she's a slap hitter. And I believe I had to turn her loose from that left side, which she did there because the base runner at first base allowed her to be swinging freely. And Brian, I think there was going to be maybe a pinch runner or something. I'm not sure.
There's a discussion over here with Coach Alt with
home plate umpires writing something down. So let's see. This is 44 at the plate. Putman, that's correct.
Okay.
You got it. And there's nobody on because that was a home run. So I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm not sure.
Lots of writing going on. There's nobody on, and I'm not sure what there is to write about, but evidently something.
Maybe on deck. I can't really see who's warming up over there.
Well, you're not going to pitch it for Ashland Thomas.
No.
Or Riley White. This is 2, 3, and 4 coming up right here. So that's not going to happen.
7-1. The Eagles leading now, Rick.
Ball high. Yeah. That ball, that shot off the bat of Alt was a no-doubter. You knew it was gone. Wind blowing out to right, and she really tagged it. (7-1) Eagles. And they're looking to go 13-1 as they progress through the season. After starting out 3-7, this would make them 13-1. Their lone loss was the Southern. That was a game that was rain shortened. Only went 5 innings, I believe. That went into dirt ball. (7-1) Eagles. 2 balls, 1 strike to Emma Putman. Emma with 12 home runs to lead the team.
All right, and here's the pitch. And it's high, taken for another ball. We're at 3-1, I believe the count. As, Riley Young just really having a hard time finding the strike zone.
Well, she's thrown so many pitches, Brian. So many. The only inning that she did was when she struck out the side in the second.
Right. Whoa.
And she walked her.
Very high, taken for ball 4, and you can kind of see the frustration now for Riley Young settling in.
Well, you see what's going to happen. If Chloe Freeman fields the ball at second base, which she should, but it happens. She made an error, then the home run. But if she doesn't make that error, then Alt is not doing what she did. She's going to be slap hitting to the left side, and it changes the whole inning. Adria Alt, a 2-run home run, and it was a blast. Ashland Thomas at the plate.
Oh, and 1 to count here. We haven't seen very many situations with Riley Young ahead in the count.
Yep, she's throwing a bunch of pitches. And that's a bunt picked up by the third baseman, Hunter. Not going to get her into second base, safe there.
And
so another
safe.
Infield hit.
That was a play where you would have thought the play would have been to first, but she just didn't feel confident at recording the out.
Well, I don't think she would have gotten her, Brian.
Now batting the first baseman.
That's the way the ball was hit.
Number 11, Riley White on deck, right.
All right, Riley White at the plate.
Now we're going to have a meeting at the mound. See what the discussion will be if they keep Young in there.
Yeah, she's not. I don't think she's coming out of the ball game. She leads the team in the ERA with 1.14, and she's just been a victim. The error in the first inning allowed the error and the walk in the first inning allowed 2 runs to score, and then there was a walk in the third, 2 walks in the third. That hurt, and then a walk and an error in this inning. So walks and errors really starting to mount up. And I know Coach just went out, Coach Applegate just
Maybe
went
just
out to
give her a
settle her
breather.
down. Yep.
Yeah, let her breathe for a minute or two.
So Riley White at the plate. It should be followed by Jana Wright. So White and Wright. All right, Riley White steps in. 7-1. And that's high ball. Putman at second. Thomas at first. Top of the 4th inning. So lots of game left. 4 bats left for Manchester. There's a cold strike.
Nice pitch. One of the better pitches we've seen this inning for Riley Young.
And this is a situation that Manchester's not used to being in. They only lost 3 games in the regular season, and they're not used to being behind.
Yeah, you know, you think, okay, level of competition, what was their conference like? You know, you play all those things, but no matter how you look at it, you pick up 17 wins. That's a nice season. That's a solid team. And, you know, Eastern just is playing so well here over the last month or so.
And there's a little pop up. That's going to
fall in.
And they're not going to be able to get the force out of second. So here comes the runner coming home.
And they'll score.
And she scored. So aggressive base running once again. Emma Putman's going to score on that base hit.
Now batting the pitcher, number 10, Jalen Wright.
Riley White.
RBI single.
Yeah, they almost had the force out of second base, but not able to get it. And just aggressive base running. Another run in, and it's 8-1. And this is getting into dangerous territory for Manchester.
You start thinking 3 more runs.
3 more runs, and they're
2 of them are out there right now.
Well, here's your run right here at the plate. And that one popped up to the right side and coming in, and she can't make the catch.
So everybody's going to move, and here comes the runner.
Uh-oh, may not have wanted to do that.
Oh, she made it. She's in on the drop ball. Oh, my.
And that Ashlyn Thomas.
McClanahan, she had a play there, but the ball skittered away, and Ashlyn Thomas able to slide under the tag, Rick.
They had her dead to right, Brian, but she looked at her and didn't have the ball yet, and that would have been an easy out.
Now batting the third baseman, number 1, Elizabeth Putman.
So now 9-1, runners on second and third, Rick.
Well, the table right now is set. Elizabeth Putman at the plate, 0 for 2. It reached by a fielder's choice. Only 1 out. And here's the pitch and a swing and a miss on the high fastball. There's a second, third. Those are 2 big runs right there, Brian. Those are the runs that Coach Alt wants to get in. And he's got 2 outs, or got an extra out to get them in. Just 1 out. He got a couple chances to do it. Lays the bunt down. It's a pop-up. Nice play
nice
there
catch
by McClanahan. Excellent play. So that's a pop out to the catcher for the second out.
13, the right fielder,
Cheyenne White, and she struck out twice, 0 for 2. This is the 9th batter of the inning, and you can see what that error did. Huge, huge, huge.
Yeah, that was with 1 out as well. It was a.
And a couple infield hits, and that hit in the center field there just didn't make it to the grass.
Right.
And they've just put the bat on the ball. That's all you got to do. Swing and a miss. Cheyenne White, Emma Semmelsberger on deck. McClanahan with the signal. Here's the pitch from Young. Low ball. 9-1. And what could be, Brian, the winning run at second base. And this could be a shortened ball game. 9-1, Lady Eagles. And that one's going to be fouled out of play. Corbin Wilbur on our infield camera. Our video operator tonight, Mr. Wyatt Martin. I'm Rick Ash, along with Brian Allen, bringing you Lady Eagle District Softball here on Total Media Sports YouTube. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be down the dirt, a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, top of the 4th inning. Eastern has plated 4, highlighted by that 2-run home run by Adria Alt to right field, and it was a blast. Here's the pitch, and ground ball right side. Freeman over to first base, and they got her. So 4-3 put out. And for the Eagles,
Eastern 9, Manchester 1.
4 runs on, looks like 4 hits. And 2 left on. And after 3.5 innings of play, or 4.5 innings of play, the Eastern Eagles lead it by a score of 9-1 here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All righty, we are back. And it'll be Mahala Brown, Kayleese Applegate, and Chloe Carter.
5, 6, 7.
Yep, bottom of the 4th inning, 5, 6, and 7.
Yeah, you would say this is a big inning for Manchester if they're going to get back into this one.
And a little pop-up. Back goes Thomas, and she's going to make the catch. Ashlyn Thomas.
That's a tough play. You're looking over the shoulder, but plus that's where the sun starts to kind of break back in at that point, Rick, if you look at how it is right there on the edge of the infield. So she had to look over her shoulder and have the sun in her eyes and still made the catch. Nice play.
Yep, Kayleese Applegate at the plate now. Jana Wright on the mound doing a really nice job.
She's been very impressive.
Yeah, 1 run and 3 hits is all she's given up.
She gave up that run in the 1st inning, I believe.
And,
yep.
Adlin Hunter reached on an error. And then the double from Riley Young scored her, and that's been it. They did leave a couple runners on in the third with a couple hits. But other than that, Jana retired him 1, 2, 3 in the third inning.
We got some kind of equipment thing. They're switching
armbands.
Armbands, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Not sure if maybe.
Yeah, maybe Jana's got fogged up or something. She couldn't see the numbers, so they switch them. Coach Alt calls out the pitch number, and that's out the strike zone and high ball.
2-0.
Yep, 2 balls, no strikes. And that's out of the strike zone of ball. Hope you're enjoying our outfield camera. What a perfect view of our pitcher, catcher, and batter and umpire. We're right there behind the blue tent. Or under the blue tent, behind the dark netting. All right, 3 balls, 1 strike. Eastern leads at 9-1. Had the winning runs out there, just couldn't get them in. Wright's pitch is out of the strike zone. She walked her. So 1-out walk issued by Dana Wright.
Now at bat, number 4, Chloe Carter.
And that is, yeah, that's just her first walk of the ball game. This is a 7-hole hitter, Chloe Carter. Chloe steps in. She's a right-handed batter. Wright's pitch and a line drive into left field. And the left fielder playing really, really shallow. And the run's going to come around and score. And they want to hold the ball. And a good call there by Coach Alt to hold on to the ball. And that's a base hit.
Now batting for the Greyhounds, number 34, Abby Neria.
Actually a double.
On deck, Hazlett.
And that makes it 9-2 on the double by Chloe Carter. Not sure how deep White was there in left field, but Brian, it looked like she was only playing maybe 150 feet or so, maybe 120.
She stepped back now, if you notice.
Yeah,
and they're
she's
going
back
to go right
deeper.
back to her.
And
foul ball.
Yeah, she was really playing her shallow. Normal position, I believe it would have been an easy out. Yeah, she's definitely a lot deeper now. So this is Abby Neria. She had a double, was stranded to third in the second inning. They actually stranded 2 second and third in that second inning. 9-2 now. There's a shot to right field. That's going to get to the fence. And another run is going to score. So here comes Chloe Carter. And a stand-up double by the 8-hole hitter, Abby Neera, the DP.
Back-to-back doubles. And,
that ball right there was crushed.
Yeah, bottom of the order here, but a walk, 2 doubles from the 6, 7, 8 batters for Manchester.
Number 22, Keely Monroe.
And we're going to get a meeting at the mound here.
Yeah, still 6-run lead. Everything's okay. You got the 9-hole hitter up and 1 out, and we go back to the walk, and you can see the walk with 1 out did score.
Yeah, first one of the game, but yeah, it ends up coming back to haunt.
So at the plate is number 32, Peyton Hayslip, and she had a base hit and a stolen base in the second inning. And she had a base hit between short and third, a clean ground ball base hit in the left. Coach Alt is finished now, and the team will huddle at the mound and break, and we're ready to go. Pop out by Brown to Ashlyn Thomas, and a walk to Applegate. Carter a double, and Neary a double. Now Hayslip at the plate, 1 for 1, a base hit in the left. Home plate umpire has to record the defensive conference. That's why the hold up. 9-3. And Jana Wright. Here's the pitch. And the ground ball towards second. And we'll give her a base hit.
Yeah, that would have been a tough play.
Yeah, she was moving to her right and had to hurry. And
first and third now with one out.
Now batting the third baseman, number 10.
And we're back to the top of the
now,
order.
now they're back to the top of the order. They got
14,
Riley
Young.
Young on deck. And right now you'll see number 10 should be swinging away instead of trying to slap at it. Yep, ground ball to the left side is an easy out at second base. So not sure why you would try to do that. You saw what she did. She hit a 2-run home run when she was free swinging. So stepping out is Hunter. Adlin reached on there in the first inning and scored a run. She was the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the first. Eastern had a 2-0 lead, made it 2-1. Got 9-1. Not sure why they take themselves out of the play by running in the box. I know a lot of people do it, but with the runner on first, not sure why, but Adlin will step back in. Adlin Hunter at the plate. Thomas playing over in the hole. Button the third, even the bag.
Fouled off.
You know, that's close to that's close to being a bunt. You know, it doesn't matter if you're running or whatever. If you don't break those wrists, you'd be called out for a foul on a bunt attempt. All right. So hanging tough is Adlin Hunter. Left he'll step back in. 2 runs in the inning. Walked by J. Lease Applegate. And then back-to-back doubles by Carter, Neria, and a Hayslip base hit. And there it is.
Misplay.
Yep, that's going to be an error, and the run's going to score. As she knew she had to hustle.
Now batting the pitcher, number 14, Riley Young. On deck, Applegate.
Another meeting here. And I believe this would necessitate a pitching change, and that's what we're seeing, yep. So Eastern is going to swap pitchers.
All right, so we got let's see if we can find everybody.
Well, on the mound is going to be number 2 for the Eagles, and that would be Ashlyn
That's Thomas. So
moves from shortstop to pitcher.
Okay, so we got a new.
Here comes.
We got a new
pitcher, number 10.
Eagles, number 2, Ashlyn Thomas.
Where she heads to, probably, well, maybe shortstop. I'm not sure.
10 is Jana.
Yeah.
That's Jana Wright. So we got to see where Jana goes.
Yeah. She's putting on the.
She must be going to short, but not sure. Ashlyn Thomas in relief of Jana Wright. So let's see what we got here. We've got, one out?
1 out, yes.
So three in the third?
Yes. 3 and a third, 4 runs. But
4 runs.
Not sure how many of those were earned.
3, 4, 5, 6 hits. I don't know the earned runs, so we'll just call it that. And
she went to first base, Rick.
Who did?
Jana. Jana Wright went to first base.
Okay, find Riley White then.
Okay.
She go to short.
Riley is what number?
11.
11. Oh, gosh. I would assume shortstop, Rick.
Throw down to first. Not in time. Runner goes to third.
Yeah, I believe she's at shortstop. Yeah. Yes, number 11.
Number 11, okay.
Riley White has moved from first to short.
I'm just drawing errors because that's not going to change now.
Okay, let's see what
And the first batter she faces is Riley Young.
Ashlyn Thomas, a 2-0 count. Now fouled back out of play, Rick.
Eliana Applegate on deck.
It's kind of a big point in the game, I guess you'd say, if Manchester is going to climb back in. They've scored 3 runs in the inning here, Rick, and just 1 out still.
Fly ball to left field. We'll tag on that. And that's out of here,
That's
I believe.
over the fence, yeah.
A home run.
Now, that one was close. It didn't clear by much, but it cleared. And that's a 3-run homer.
And all of a sudden, from 9-1, to 9-6, I believe.
7.
9-7.
Yeah. Boy, Manchester was 6 runs and still just 1 out. Now you win 17 games, Rick. I'm sure they've had quite a few 6-run innings in their season. They're not thinking that this is really anything too out of the ordinary, but just based off of those first 3 innings, you would say, wow, they've really put it together here in this frame.
So Riley Young greets Ashlyn Thomas with a 3-run home run. And Brian, it was 9-1 going into this inning, and all of a sudden it's 9-7 now. And we were thinking about those 2 runs getting into a mercy rule, and the Greyhounds have a different idea. There's a ground ball base hit. Still just 1 out in the inning. And this will be the 9th batter of the inning.
Batting number 1, McClanahan.
Briston McClanahan.
Number 23, Brown.
Mahala Brown on deck. At the plate, McClanahan, the catcher. And a called strike.
It's a nice pitch. Right at the knees, outside corner.
9-7 now, 6 runs in the inning. And there's a called strike.
Another nice pitch, same location.
Ashlyn Thomas, here's the pitch, outside the ball. 3-run home run by Riley Young. And she had a double and an RBI, so she has 4 RBI now.
She is a solid hitter. We've seen that.
That's a fair ball.
Yep. Oh, he says foul. Nope. Says it hit the base, I think he's pointing.
Well, base is, the home plate's in fair territory.
I don't know. Maybe he pointed at the line behind first base then. I'm not sure. He pointed. He made a pointing gesture. But foul ball.
Okay, it's foul. What was the call? And that one off the netting right in front of us. Briston McClanahan, the catcher. The 9th batter of the inning. 6 runs in, 9-7. And a little number out in front of the plate. Thomas will pick it up. She'll fire, and she throws it away. And I believe a run's going to score.
Score 1, yeah.
And
they're going to move to third.
3-base throwing error, yes.
And all of a sudden, it's a 1-run game, Rick. And the tying run is at third base and still just 1 out. As Manchester's bats have come alive here in the 4th inning.
Well, miscue there because that was an easy out.
Number 23, Mahala Brown.
Still 1 out.
Is the center fielder, number 12, Applegate.
Mahala Brown.
If you're Eastern, you kind of have a dilemma. You've already changed pitchers. Ashlyn Thomas, you would assume, is going to try to finish this one out. But how many pitchers can you run through when you know you got to, if you win, you got to play again Thursday?
In softball, you throw the same person every game.
Yeah.
Most teams do. Now, Eastern does have two good pitchers here in Thomas and Wright. So, and Thomas is a very, very good shortstop. So, in the bat is number 23, Mahala Brown. 0 for 2 here in the 4th inning. Pitch from Thomas. Ground ball back to Ashley. She's going to come home with it.
She's out.
And they got her.
Yep.
Did he call it? There he goes.
Yes, there you go. Definitely a good play. Definitely beat the throw beater.
So,
nice tag also by the catcher there. Putman with a nice play.
Yeah, because she goes to first, they score another run.
Sometimes you see that throw come in. If you get just a hair of a bobble, or she doesn't get the tag down quickly, the runner can slide in under the tag.
12,
But Putman got it down.
Carter.
Well, that changes things. Now you got a runner on first base with 2 outs. Not what Manchester wanted there.
Eagles just trying to get out of the inning, regroup. There's a fly ball into the sun field.
She made the catch.
She made the catch.
Made the catch, okay.
Yep.
Sliding effort there.
That was not an easy one.
After 4
All right.
complete, the Eagles
Eastern holds the 1-run lead, Rick.
So 7 runs in on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. And one error.
1 left. Oh, 1 error and 1 left. Yep.
All right, so after now 4 complete, Eastern 9, Manchester 8. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Crank it up with the Pure Rock Radio Network, your home for classic rock that really rocks. Tune in to Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5 for the greatest hits, local sports action, and your favorite morning crew, Porter's Place, featuring Rodney Porterhouse Tomlin, comedian Jay Snide, and the HR chick, Tanya Hatton. From Bobcats football and basketball to unbeatable giveaways, we've got your back. Pure Rock Radio Network, where local voices meet legendary rock. Pure Rock 105 and Pure Rock 99.5. Turn it up. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, we are back. Going into the top of the 5th inning. Semmelsberger, Newland, and then back to the top of the order. 8, 9, and 1.
First pitch swinging for Semmelsberger.
0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Here in the top of the 5th inning. Swing and a miss.
And Riley Young has to feel like, boy, she's getting a second chance.
Yes, exactly. She has, she has the confidence now maybe to start throwing strikes and getting outs. She really struggled in that last couple innings.
Well, that's a base hit.
Base hit down the right field line by Semmelsberger.
Just like that, Easter's got the leadoff batter on.
Now batting number 12.
And you can see what Emma did. She just got the bat on the ball, Brian, and away it went. Abby Newland at the plate, reached on the air in the 4th inning and scored a run. So the Eagles scored 3 in the 3rd and 4 in the 4th. And now another base runner on. And I tell you, Brian, when they get to the top of the order, they've got some really good weapons there, do the Eagles. And, of course, what a big hit out of the 8th spot by Semmelsberger. Abby Newland has been on once and scored a run also. So doing a great job here in the 8-9 spot. And that one's going to be fouled out of play. It was 9-1. Now it's 9-8. So here we go. Riley Young with the pitch. And the swing and a miss, struck her out.
That was another one of those rising fastballs. It looks so good as it's coming in on you. It looks like it's right over the plate, and it just goes whoosh right above the bat.
All right, that'll bring up Adria Alt. Now here's a situation where I'd love to see her swing be free swing again. See what Coach Alt's got.
And a runner on first base.
And are we going to see
similar to her last at bat?
Let's see maybe a pinch runner at first. Let's see. Oh, I'm not sure.
Okay, yes, they are. Pinch runner.
They give me a number. It's either 24 or 20.
0-0. Lily White is going in to run on.
0-0.
Okay, that's your DP.
Okay.
Okay, so you're putting the DP. Or the flex, I'm sorry.
The flex, yeah.
Flex in for the DP. Good move there by Coach Holt. And I would love to see her just free swinging like she did when she hit that home run. But she does get on a lot, but there's a runner at first, so she should be swinging away again. And that was a tater job in her last at bat. 2-run home run over the right field fence. And going back.
It's over.
She swung away, and she gets one to the fence. That's going to be a stand-up double.
Second and third. Second and third with one out, Rick. I'll tell you.
There it was, Brian. She took an outside pitch and went with it. And I love seeing her swing the bat.
We've just seen a lot of great at bats from both teams here. The batters have just done such a great job. A lot of these pitches, right over the plate, but in good movement, good different things the pitchers are doing, and the hitters are just really swinging in and getting some nice swings through.
Putman 1 for 1, 2 walks, scored 3 runs. Well, that one up just a little high with a cold strike. And sometimes those happen. Ashlyn Thomas on deck. So they're at the top of the order. And it's a great top here for the Eagles. They hit the ball very well. That one fouled out of play.
0-2.
And Old has been on 4 times. An error, a walk, a home run, and a double.
She's a single and a triple away from reaching about every way, right?
Yeah.
Hit by pitch.
Oh, changeup got her swinging.
We haven't seen a lot of that from Riley Young. She's mostly went with the fastball, and I think it was just a situation where they weren't expecting it, and that's why it worked.
Her good fastball and a changeup. If you can master those 2 pitches, that's all you need. 9-8 Eagles.
Like a little low there.
Aldit, second base. Lily White. For Spelzelberger, the DP. The flex into the ball game running. Here's the pitch, and that's going to miss the ball.
Yeah, both those pitches just a hair low.
2 balls, no strikes, top of the 5th inning. Eagles threatening. They have 2 aboard, but 2 out. Riley Young trying to get out of the inning, but facing a very good hitter in Thomas. That one in the dirt.
Now 3-0.
You got a good hitter up. The tendency is to overthrow the ball, which she's done. And if she gets on, Riley White will be at the plate. She leads the team in home runs, tied with Putman with 12. Here's the 3-0 pitch, called strike. And it's not going dark yet, Brian, but we're headed that way.
We're getting there. Maybe
in about
another
50 minutes or so.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe 45 minutes or so. I was thinking, yeah.
21 minutes to 8 right now. 9-8's our score. What a ball game. We've had it all, Brian. Errors, walks, home runs, doubles.
No lights in this stadium, is there?
No, there's not.
Okay. That's something that might come into play.
Yeah, and this game got started on time, maybe a few minutes early. Three balls, 2 strikes.
3-2 with 2 outs.
Ashlyn Thomas at the plate. Riley Young's delivery. And called strike
nice
3.
pitch.
What a pitch. So that is strikeout number 11 for Riley Young. So the Rio runs on 2 hits, a couple left on.
After 4.5, Eastern 9, Manchester
After
8.
4.5 innings of play. Eagles still lead it by a score of 9-8. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And welcome back as we go into the bottom of the 5th inning. And in the last inning, 7 runs on 5 hits for Manchester as they go from 9-1 deficit to 9-8
Leading
now.
off in the bottom of the 5th, the right fielder, number 4.
So number 4, Chloe Carter. So 7, 8, and 9. And this is the spot where Ashlyn Thomas wants to get them 1, 2, 3 if she can.
Well, but, based off of that last
Yeah, they've got
last
Chloe
inning.
Carter's a double.
Double,
Neri is a double. And so the bottom has had Neri has actually got 2 doubles. She's on deck. And a double from Chloe Carter.
Yeah, it's been a very, very successful bottom of the order.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9 has 4 hits. And they were a big part in the comeback as in that inning, Brian, Carter, Neri, and Hayslip all scored. 7, 8, 9 all scored. And they all had base hits, a double, double, and a single. So that's how things started in that inning, actually. So we're right back to where we started from in the last inning. That's Chloe Carter, Neri, and Hayslip all had base hits. That went out of the strike zone of the ball.
Well, 3-1 to count here, Rick. And, we've talked and talked. You do not want to put that leadoff batter on. I believe every leadoff batter that's reached has come around to score in this game. And
they have, and she's on. So leadoff walk.
Now batting, number 34, Abby Neria.
There's your
On deck,
7-hole hitter, has been on
Hayslip.
twice. Here's Abby Neria, and she's been on twice, 2 doubles actually. And Peyton Hayslip in the 9-hole has been on twice. They actually have 5 hits. I said 4, 5 hits in 7, 8, 9.
yeah, that's not something that you see very often.
And Neria had that double down the right field line all the way to the wall, if you remember.
Yeah.
Hit the ball very hard, really turned on a fastball. So Neria steps back in. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss.
Nice pitch.
That was an excellent pitch. It was on the outside part of the plate. Neria likes to pull the ball, and you can see her step away from it. She gets that same pitch inside, and it'll be a different story. So good location by Ashlyn Thomas. Perfect location. And she popped her up down the left field line. White coming in. That's going to fall in for a hit.
Yeah, that one almost looked, well, you look at the flagpole out there, Rick, now the wind is barely moving, and that one just kind of died. It looked like it was going to carry a little farther, and it just didn't.
It was one of those that I guarantee it was off the end of the bat, and the White, there was nobody could get to it. And that is the sixth hit of the 7, 8, 9.
Lily White, she was playing in shallow earlier. She'd have made that play playing shallow. She's moved back a little bit, and so it's just one of those things. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
Pop up to the right side. Wright's going over and cannot make the catch.
That was a tough one right at the fence over there. She would have had to kind of reached over the fence. Couldn't quite make it there. But it was a good effort.
Yeah, very good effort by Jana Wright. All right. First two have reached here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eagles lead it by 1, 9-8. And a called strike.
Nice pitch. Well, now you have the 0-2 count. This is where you're looking to make a pitch and get the first out.
Hayslip at the plate. Thomas with the pitch, and she fouled that one off.
Just barely got a piece of it,
Right,
almost.
when you look at their bottom 7, 8, 9, Chloe Carter in the 7th spot. She's been on twice with a walk and a double. Abby Neary has been on 2 doubles and a base hit, and Peyton Hayslip at the plate right now has 2 base hits. So the bottom has definitely done their job here tonight for her. And there's a ground ball, and force out at second.
Got the out at first. Double play, Rick. Double play.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
It was a close play or called out. And so, boy,
so
nice
6-4
play by Eastern.
What was that, 6-4-3?
6-4-3, yep.
Okay. And
so now the runner on third, but 2 outs.
Number 10, Hunter on deck. Young.
Right here. She's gone.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, this runner's on third, and then that's it.
Oh, actually first.
2 outs.
Back to the top of the order with Adlin Hunter. And she's going to get a base hit the middle to tie the ball game.
Yeah, and that's that one you've talked about, Rick, the little slap hit. She just kind of moved out of the box, slapped it right into center field. Yep. And we're all tied up.
Now batting the pitcher, number 14, Riley.
And Brian, that's your leadoff hitter.
Yep.
That
The walk, yep. You're exactly right.
They normally always score.
And
so now it was 9-1. Now it's 9-9 here in the bottom of the 5th. And Manchester still 2 at bats left. Nice pitch there by Thomas. Cold strike.
Yeah, assuming that you can get the third out with no more damage, we'd be right back where we started with 2 innings. You'd say it's a 2-inning game.
Yep. Adlin Hunter at first base. There's a fly ball into right center field. That is going to get one hopper.
That's going to score.
That's going to score Hunter. And second, another double. Man, how many doubles have they had tonight?
And now Manchester is in the lead. This is their first lead of the night, Rick.
Yes, it is.
Riley Young, goodness, she's been 2 doubles and a homer.
2 doubles and a home run.
She's been as advertised with the bat in her hand. We talked about that in the pregame, what a great hitter she was. She struggled a little bit on the mound tonight.
That's 5 doubles tonight for the Greyhounds.
Well, both teams have tagged the ball hard. Another one over to the fence. Now this time she makes the play.
Jana catches that one. Okay, so pop out 3.
That'll do it.
But Manchester gets 3 runs on 3 hits. There was a walk, 1 left on, and after 5 complete, Manchester has taken a 1-run lead, 10-9. You're listening, watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back to Lady Red Storm Field here on the campus of the University of Rio Grande. Brian and I, both graduates.
Yeah, buddy.
Were you Rio Grande College or university?
I was both. It was, you do the first 2 years undergrad.
No.
What do you mean?
University of Rio Grande or Rio Grande College. Back in my day, it was Rio Grande College. They became a university.
Oh, it was
after I graduated.
It was both. You did the first 2 years of one, the first 2 years?
That's community college.
Okay. Well, that's what I did.
What year did you graduate?
It was URG, RGCC. That's what we called it.
What year did you graduate?
I graduated my undergrad in 01.
Okay. You graduated from the University of Rio Grande.
Yeah. We just called it URG, RGCC.
I graduated from Rio Grande College.
Okay.
It wasn't a university when I was in school.
Okay. It was just one entity then.
It was Rio Grande College.
Okay. I don't know what it is now.
What you said it was?
Okay. Still the same. All right. That's 20-some years ago. A lot changes in 20 years, Rick.
Well, mine was 30, and I remembered. All righty, back to action.
3-0 the count.
We'll worry about where we graduate from in a little bit. Riley White at the plate. 3 balls and no strikes. See if we can get her on. Called strike, and a really good fastball there by Riley Young. That one had some steam on it. (3-1). And here's the pitch. Ground ball up the middle base hit for Riley White. And there's the start. And we'll see if it holds true, Brian. The leadoff man is on.
The leadoff man has scored. And is she in? She's safe at second. Stole second base. And that was unexpected. I think everybody, even the umpires, were a little bit taken aback on that one.
Took a huge chance right there, but she made it. Boy, if she gets erased off the bases. But she saw an opportunity. She took it, and in she goes. All right, Jana Wright with a double, a walk, run scored, and a base hit. 2 for 2. And now the tying run at second base. There's a shot
nice
in the left
hard
field.
hit.
And that's going to have to hold her at
that was one where
third
you would
base.
almost say she hit the ball too hard, Rick, because it came on to Hayslip in left field so quickly. No chance to score the run, but now first and third, nobody out. And the hits just keep on a-coming. In this game, it's just been the batters have won the battle quite often in this contest. Top of the 6th inning, boy, we're getting the crunch time. Every at-bat is so crucial.
6-hole hitter up. 6, 7, 8, 9. Only one hit, Brian. Here's the pitch.
Yeah, a complete reverse from what Manchester's bottom of the order has done. And, well, I guess you would say maybe that means they're due.
We would say that. So, tying run at third base. Go ahead run at second. Nobody out. That one in the dirt ball. 2 balls and no strikes now. Manchester leads at 10-9. 2 balls, no strikes to Elizabeth Putman. And a swing and a miss. They would look for, you know, Eastern, if they can get something on the right side of the infield, just a ground ball, that will score that run.
Right.
Or maybe even the slow roller. Just really got to concentrate, maybe choke the bat and just get the bat on the ball and make them make a play. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Good healthy cut there by Liz Putman. And the ground ball right side would be ideal.
This has been an action-packed game.
It has been a very good game. Here's the pitch. Oh, wow, just missed.
A little bit outside.
Yeah, that just missed outside.
Very close. 3-2 now. It's a full count.
Yeah.
Second and third.
Second, third. This would load the bases with nobody out. Liz Putman at the plate. Riley Young, and here's the pitch. Ground ball right side, and good job by Liz to get something on the ball, in which she did. Ball gets loose there, but it was a foul ball, so be put back in play when she gets on the plate and the umpire signals it back in play. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Liz Putman. Riley Young with her signal from McClanahan. And here's the pitch. And
foul ball.
Hard shot to the right side again.
People diving out of the way.
I'd like to see her choke the bat maybe a couple inches, Brian. And allow her to get that ball to the right side. She's hitting it hard that way. And she's up. I believe she's up about an inch on it this time. Here's a 3-2 pitch. That's a called strike. Yeah,
that was a nice pitch.
Sure was.
That was a tough one to take. You would say right at the knees. Maybe she thought it would be a hair low, but it was too close.
And it was the inside part of the plate. Just a beautiful pitch by Riley Young.
Well, 1 out, and that tying run still at third. So if you're Riley Young, you say, well, I got 1. I still got the lead.
Here's the pitch. There's the bunt attempt, and thought maybe we'd have seen that in the last at bat, Brian.
Yeah, and they had the wheel on defense as the shortstop covers third. Third baseman charges hard. I'm curious to see if they try this again. This is, Cheyenne White. I think she's going to try it again here.
She needs to square earlier and just get the bat on the ball and make them make a play.
Yeah. She's doing it again.
And she did. So a much better job that time. Just fouled it off.
But now, unfortunately, you have that 0-2 count. It makes it tough. Do you dare try to bunt again?
Now, she'll be swinging away. Probably needs to choke the bat just a little bit. Just try to get the bat on the ball, put it in play. The 0-2 pitch. And called strike 3.
Same pitch, same location as the last strike 3.
And that is the 13th strikeout by Riley Young.
Well, I've said throughout, when Eastern puts the ball in play, good things have happened. The strikeouts really have racked up throughout. But whenever Eastern gets the ball in play, it's worked out well for them.
Okay, they're going to re-enter the DP. So Semmelsberger go in. If you remember, Lily White, the flex, ran for her back in the 5th inning when she reached. So re-enter Smelzelberger, and then Lily White will drop back to the flex spot in the 10 spot. So they're back to 10 now. All right, Smelzenberger had a hit in the ball game. She's 2 strikeouts and a base hit in the 5th inning.
Well, with 2 outs, a base hit probably gives you the lead back.
Well, if you remember, they had the second, third with nobody out. They're going to hopefully they don't ruin my law of averages here. Come on, Emma. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at a really high fastball.
Yeah, shaking her
strike
head a
zone.
little bit. I think she knows she chased a little on that one. And, with 2 outs, it's tough. She's got the adrenaline going. You want to get that hit, and you get a little aggressive.
Ground ball left side. It's going to be trouble. And let's see.
She's to drop
Did
the
he
ball. Drop the ball. 1 run in, and the out at home. So they did tie it, Rick. She dropped the ball.
So we had Smelsenberger reaches on the error.
Yeah.
Okay. And then scoring was Riley White.
Yeah. And then
Third
third
out
out
at
at
home
home.
was, for the third out, was Janet Wright.
Yep.
Okay, so the Eagles coming in.
After five and
They do
a half innings,
They do
we're tied at 10.
tie the ball game, and they'll
Right.
have 9, 1, and 2 coming up.
And the leadoff runner reaches and scores.
And they did score. So she didn't let us down. All righty, so that'll do it. So after 5.5 innings in play, it is 10-10. We'll be right back here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All righty, we are back. And we're going into the bottom of the 6th inning. Tie ball game. And this has been a fun one. 1 run on 2 hits in the last inning. 1 left on. No errors. All righty. So it'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Manchester, McClanahan, Brown, and Jalise Applegate. And Brian about pitch to McClanahan as a ball. On the 6th inning, we are tied at 10. It was 9-1 Eastern at one time. We got to remember we're looking through this dark net, so it's not as dark out as it looks.
Jamie Wright back on the pitcher.
Jana Wright is back in.
Right,
okay.
excuse me.
Jana back in.
Back on the pitcher's mound.
And there's a base hit off the bat of McClanahan.
And there's that leadoff batter on yet
The
again.
single was the catcher, McClanahan. Now up the bat, number 23.
Mahela Brown.
I want to say we've only had 1 clean inning in this game, 1 clean half inning, and that was Eastern batting in the 2nd inning.
No, Jana got him 1, 2, 3, and got Manchester 1, 2, 3
in the bottom of the 3rd. Okay.
Yep. And then they got us 1, 2, 3 in the second also.
Inning, yeah.
It's the 2nd inning. Everyone went 1, 2, 3.
So we've had it twice. Foul ball.
But otherwise, there's been action on the bases.
It's been an action-packed game. I believe we've had a run scored just about every inning as well.
Every inning but the second one, I believe. And a lot of base runners outside the ball.
But as I say, you got to give the hitters credit.
1 ball, 1 strike.
They've won the battles. The pitchers are out there working. They're doing their best.
Jana had 3 in the 3rd inning to work. Gave 6 hits, 4 runs.
Well, they may have a shot. Nope, out of play. Past the fence. Yeah, Riley White has moved back. Eastern went back to their original defensive.
Yeah, everybody's back.
Yeah.
So Thomas goes back to third or short. Riley White's at first, and Jana Wright's back on the mound. One ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. And that's going to be out of strike zone the ball. Eastern's got 9, 1, and 2 coming up. in the top of the 7th inning. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. All right, Brown steps back in. Mahala Brown. Ground ball short. Thomas up with it. She's going to go to second. Gets the out.
Hey, got her.
Got the double
play. We've seen a couple of those now. The last 2 innings, Eastern been able to turn a double play.
And that was 6 unassisted, 3
yes,
for the DP.
Now batting the center fielder.
What a big out there, Brian.
Applegate. On deck,
yeah, now
Carter.
nobody on, 2 outs, and a chance to get out of it here and head to the 7th. Tied.
J-Lee's Applegate, and if they can get it out here, but 7, 8, 9 has been really tough on the Eagles tonight, so you may not.
Yeah, it's almost reversed. You'd almost say we want to face the top of the order rather than the bottom.
The top has scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 runs, and the other 5 out of the bottom 3. And there is a base hit in the center field. You can see how big that double play was right there, Brian.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4, Chloe Carter.
Now we're down to 7, 8, 9.
13th hit of the ball game for Manchester.
We've seen 2 home runs, 1 for each team. Multiple doubles all over the place.
I think I counted that we have had 5, I believe.
The outfielders have had to chase a little bit.
Swing and a miss. It's Chloe Carter. Chloe grounded to short, a double and scored a run, and a walk and scored a run. So she's 1 for 2.
The scorekeepers have been busy as well.
Gold strike. Yeah.
Marking down everybody moving, and
every time I look down to mark my score sheet, something happens on the bases.
Right. You don't get any pitches off in this one.
This has been a dandy. 10-10's our score here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wright's pitch, and it's fouled off. 2 out in the inning.
And if you're a Manchester or an Eastern fan watching, you're, just dying inside on every pitch. And, we're kind of disconnected a little bit, just watching and calling it and having a good time. But everybody else involved is, really, really having a hard time with everything.
Oh, what a nice pitch by
Beautiful.
Wright. Took
Outside
a little bit off
corner.
on the outside part of the plate. A strikeout by Jana Wright.
Maybe her best pitch of the night.
It was a beautiful pitch and at the right time, Brian.
10-10.
So no runs on 2 hits, and we have 1 left on.
Yes.
No errors. So after 6 complete, we are tied at 10. You're listening to and watching District Softball between Eastern and Manchester here on Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. Ready for a movie night? Head to Silver Screen 7 in Gallipolis. With 7 screens showcasing the latest blockbusters and fan favorites, there's something for everyone. Enjoy comfy seats, affordable tickets, and fresh, buttery popcorn that hits the spot. Located at 1284 Jackson Pike, it's your local destination for cinematic fun. Check showtimes and buy tickets at silverscreen7.com or follow us on Facebook. Silver Screen 7, where Gallipolis comes to watch. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week, live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
And we are back. 9, 1, and 2. Abby Newland at the plate. No balls, 1 strike. And that one fouled out of play. 0-2 now.
Well, we said at the beginning of the 6th inning, it's a 2-inning game, and now with the tied still, where it's a 1-inning game. And, You'd think in a game like this, the next run really gives you a chance to win. You're feeling good. But in this game, a one-run lead is nothing to feel comfortable with.
That's going to miss.
Just a
Low
hair
and
low.
tight. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That was a tough take on an 0-2 count.
Yeah, good call by the home plate umpire. It was a little low and in. Riley Young swinging the foul back. What most people do, Brian, is they watch the ball, watch the catcher's mitt, because she's going to sit up in the strike zone.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And most people don't do that. They watch the ball.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Watch the catcher's mitt, because she's going to frame it right up in the strike zone. Look at that. Right over the heart of the plate. Watch the glove. You see it go inside for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Abby Newland. Boy, if she could get on, that would be big with Alt, Putman, and Thomas and White coming. And maybe more. Here's a 2-2 pitch.
Out away.
And foul to play. So she's protecting the plate.
That's the old thing in Major League Baseball. They talk about catchers being able to framing. You can steal a couple strikes a game.
Bring it back up.
Yep.
Riley Young to Abby Newland. Here's the pitch. And that went out of the strike zone.
Rising fastball, though, Rick. We've seen that a number of times. The ball comes out of her hand. It looks good, and then it just goes up, up, up. And by the time it gets to you, it's up at your eyes.
Strikeout number 14.
And she's made that strikeout pitch a number of times tonight.
Adria Alt, she's been on 4 times. A home run, a double, a walk, reached on there, scored 3 runs. She's been busy. And
tried to slap that one, but we saw that successfully by Manchester a couple of innings ago. That little slap hit. It ended up plating a run, I believe.
Adria's going to step back in. No balls, 1 strike.
Swung through that one.
Yep, and she was way up in the box heading for first.
Maybe took off just a hair too soon there.
No balls, 2 strikes. I would let her swing away right here, just a normal swing.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. I look back at the home run when she wasn't slap hitting, and boy. All right, Adria step back in with 1 out, and Adria the leadoff batter, trying to get on. And here's the pitch. Way out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Adria steps back in. Here's Young.
Foul
Fouled
again.
back.
Nice at bat here. She's fouled off a number of pitches, just hanging in there, waiting on something she can handle. Making Riley Young work.
Right, if Young can come in with a knee-high fastball on the inside part of the plate, it would really make it tough on the slap hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Alt. Here's the pitch, and that's out of the strike zone of ball. So Adria's worked a 2-2 count now with 1 out. Score tied at 10. And It is 8, 9, and 1 coming up for Manchester in the bottom of the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And there it is.
A base hit up the
Slaps it
middle.
to center field. Same thing we saw for Manchester earlier. Well, not the leadoff batter on, but runner on first with 1 out.
All right, Adriel with a big 1-out hit.
Boy, she has been, well, she's been on base every plate appearance,
3
right?
hits. She started out with reaching an error, then a walk, a home run, a double, and a single.
Yep. So she's been on base 5
And that's why
times.
she's batting .635.
Right, and that's why she's leading off as well.
She can get on base. Great job by Adriel there. Base hit, line drive up the middle. That's a good pitcher's pitch there.
High, yeah, beautiful.
You call it a pitcher's pitch. I mean, that's the strike zone if you can get it down there. And that's why you can induce a lot of ground balls if you can keep it just above the knees on a consistent basis. And Brian, I was telling you about that 17-inning ball game. I did 14 of them behind the plate in the regional contest down in Dayton several years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know if I mentioned that was like, I think a 2-1 ball game, maybe a 1-0, but every pitch was knee high. That's where every pitch was. Both pitchers were tremendous.
Did both pitchers go the distance?
Yep, they always do. Yeah,
17
sure.
innings, two pitchers?
That's nothing.
I don't know, 17 innings, Rick.
Nope.
I don't care. I don't care if you're underhand tossing it in.
I'm telling you, it doesn't bother them. As long as they're in shape, it doesn't bother the throw. They were throwing smoke in the 17th as they were the first.
That's crazy.
There's the 0-2 pitch and fouled that one back. Emma Putman at the plate. Emma's walked in the first, scored a run. Base hit in the third, scored a run. A walk in the fourth, scored a run. And struck out in her last at bat in the 5th. Emma batting at .610, second on the team behind Alt. The 0-2 pitch and a shot down the right field line, foul.
I'll tell you what, Eastern has kind of got the timing here on some of these. If you notice, they're not swinging through pitches, they're fouling them off. And earlier in the game, it was just a lot of swinging through. So they're slowly getting the timing down.
Here's the 0-2 pitch to Emma Putman. And check swing, did not go.
Yep, definitely high.
Yep, 1 ball, 2 strikes now. 10-10 here in the 7th. As we said before, Manchester with 8, 9, and 1. But there's been 5 hits in those 2 batters. So very dangerous in the 8 and 9. And that one fouled.
Out of play. I think we're out of softballs. Oh, here we go. One just flew in from somewhere.
I was looking for their stolen bases, but there it is. Alt leads the team in stolen bases with 27. Coach Alt turned her loose on that last one. Let's see if he turns her loose again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball left
That's
side.
a base hit.
Gets through for a base hit. Alt on her way to second. She's in there safely. So Emma Putman, a big base hit.
Just 1 out still, Rick. So now you get that runner in scoring position.
On deck, White.
Ashland Thomas, a couple strikeouts and a couple hits.
Yeah, three hitter here. So you head towards the meet of the order for the Eagles.
Yeah, they're in it right now. 3-hole hitter. 1 out. First and second. Adriel at second base. 1 out, base hit up the middle. And the Putman, the base hit the left. Here's Ashland Thomas. And a little looper to right field. Let's see.
She caught it.
Did she catch it? I couldn't see.
She caught it. Yeah, great catch.
Okay.
A running catch right on the end of the glove. She just snow coned it.
And that's the young lady that was having all that trouble.
Well,
remember?
the sun's not in her eyes anymore. She's okay.
Riley White.
Boy, she must have been playing pretty shallow. I'm not able to see from the.
She got a
Eastern
nice
softball.
jump on the ball too, Rick. She took off right as it was coming in. Just a nice play.
Riley White, 2 at the plate, 2 base hits in her last 2 at bats.
Eastern needs a hit here.
2 for 4. Needs to take the lead. And there's a fly ball to right field, and she settles under it.
Oh, she
And
dropped it.
She
That's
dropped the
going to
ball.
score a run. Here comes the second. Oh my!
Chloe Carter drops
She
the
makes
third
the
out.
tough. She makes the tough catch and drops the high easy one.
And
oh
it was
my.
a routine fly ball.
Wow.
Brian, as routine as you get, she didn't even hardly have to move.
That's crazy. I mean, back to back, she makes a great, fantastic running catch, and oh my, that's tough.
That is a tough one.
Well, Eastern takes a 2-run lead, Rick. They're going to head into the bottom of the inning with at least a 2-run lead. Oh boy. Hey,
Boy, that's got to hurt.
Got to feel bad for Chloe Carter in right field. That's a tough way to go.
And, you know, they have 8, 9, and 1 coming up, but they've now down 2, and that's a different story. Jana Wright at the plate. She's had 2 base hits and a double, and a walk and scored a run. And that one way overhead. Throw down to first.
Oh, they got her this time.
And they got her.
She's out. Oh,
Oh, the car safe.
she's safe. Slid under the tag. The throw beat her, but slid around it. Well, we got 0-2 count.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Well, an opportunity with a runner in scoring position.
Yep, Jana Wright at the plate. She's 3 for 3 and a walk. Scored a run. She's hit the ball 3 or 4 times. The other one was a walk. And boy, she swings lots of bat speed, Brian. (12-10). Eastern trying to punch their tickets to Thursday's district final. And we'll be there for that one. The 0-2 pitch. Fly ball to the left field. And
catch made.
So that'll do it. But Eastern, they get 2 runs on 2 hits.
Eastern
1 left
12.
on, 1 error, and that was a big one.
Yeah.
So going into the bottom of the 7th inning, Eastern 12, Manchester 10. We'll be right back. You're listening and watching to Total Media Sports YouTube.
This Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week is made possible by the generosity of the Fraternal Order of the Eagles, RE 2171. We thank them for their incredible support of local youth sports. You've been watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week live on Total Media Sports YouTube.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed in this game, Rick, is that both teams have been so poised. You know, we've had a number of weird plays and situations where you could see them getting, you know, they would have an opportunity to get frustrated, maybe show some emotion. Neither team really has. They've both stayed, you know, well within their emotions, and it's been interesting to see. And I mean, this, you know, Eastern with a 2-run lead, but we've talked a 1-run lead, a 2-run lead in this game is not safe. It's not comfortable. The hitters have won the battles throughout the game tonight.
Well,
so
let's talk about the next 2 batters, 8 and 9. Abby Neria with a double, and a single. And Peyton Hayslip, a single.
Yeah,
But did hit that big
very capable
6-4-3 double play.
Yeah, we've seen that a couple times as well.
And this young lady here with that double, she's the one that hit that double, that screaming double down the right field line. One of the harder hit balls here tonight.
And Jana Wright, who started the game, She exited the pitching mound for a couple of innings. She's back on it now with a chance to close it out.
And swinging a foul. Yeah, Shayna will be the pitcher of record, I believe. Winning pitcher if we can get 3 outs here, but this may not be easy. Let's see. This bottom, these next 2 batters have 5 hits in the 8-9 spot.
Nothing's been easy for any of the pitchers in this contest, Rick.
That one in the dirt. But I like what you said earlier, Brian. Nothing seems to frustrate these teams. Eastern's had 9-1. Then they fell behind 10-9. Then they tie it up. And then now Eastern takes a 2-run lead. And if you watch the Manchester players, they still seem very, very confident.
Both dugouts have been very boisterous and good enthusiasm. Just both teams really in it.
Here's the pitch, and that in the dirt. Southern versus Clay tomorrow night. Brian on the call. And that'll be around the 6 o'clock start also. We saw Sims Valley over Western 15-0 in our first game here tonight. And that'll be the opponent for the Lady Eagles. If they can continue on that in the dirt, and she walked her. So leadoff walk issued to Abby Neria, and that'll bring up Peyton Hayslip, and she's 2 for 3, but did hit in that 6-4-3 double play in the 5th inning.
You know, one thing that comes into effect too, really, this is where being the home team matters, as you get, you get the pinch runner over there.
No, that's Chloe Freeman.
Okay, the flex.
So so Neria is out of the ball game now. She's already had one re-entry.
But, being the home team has your advantage here, as in you can score the winning run and end the game from here on out. Now you get that lead-off runner on.
Hayslip in the 9 spot and fouls that one off. The mask of Emma Putman.
You wonder, too, with the sun dipping and getting a little darker, that would seem like it would be an advantage for the pitcher, as the batter maybe can't see the pitch coming in quite as easily as before.
Here's Wright's pitch. Yeah, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
But I don't think that Manchester wants to look at it that way, Rick.
Well, they want to get Peyton Hayslip on for the top of the order. And that's the ball outside. So Jane is still okay. That was an 0-2 pitch. Put it to the outside. Well, those beautiful camera views that we have tonight are just awesome.
Yeah. Yep, perfect.
A swing and a miss. Struck her out. What a big strikeout right there.
One. At this point, you're doing everything you can just to get outs. That runner at first base is meaningless.
Right here's the
want to get outs.
Right here is your tying run right here at the plate.
Yep.
There's a great shot of Jana right there on the mound from our infield camera.
Adeline Hunter has been active too, on base 3 times and scored all 3 times. In fact,
and Riley Young in that 2 spot is the dangerous one. And she's dancing and running in the box also.
Yeah,
one that hopped.
Jalen Hunter had that slap single, her last at bat, that actually scored a run.
But it was a base hit up the middle. It wasn't it call it a slap if you want, but it wasn't a slap to the left side.
Right.
She swung through it and hit the ball up the middle.
Oh, it gets by, but again, that doesn't matter.
Well, it takes the force off.
Right.
That's second.
But you're not worried about that run per se.
Right. Eastern does not want to be concerned with
but
Chloe Freeman.
You're right. You do lose the force out at second base. That's about the only negative there.
So Adeline Hunter tying run at the plate. Here's the pitch. And there's a little looper into right field.
It's gonna
and
drop.
that's going to fall for a base hit.
Yeah. They're going to hold the runner. So first and third, still one out. But again, that one doesn't hurt you too awful bad. Now you regain that force out at second.
Well, what hurts you?
You put the tying run on base.
Now, this is Riley Young at the plate.
Well,
with a chance to win it.
She was going to bat regardless, though, Rick. So I don't know.
Yeah, but not with. She's in a situation now.
Right, she can tie the game here with a double.
No, she can win it because she leads the team in home runs.
Well, that too. Eastern looking for outs.
Good pitch by Dana, knee high.
Well, you know, we've talked nothing in this game has been easy for the pitchers, and so it's not a surprise that we're in a crucial moment here with runners on.
Yep. Surprised she doesn't run her. Runner first has not tried to take second.
Yeah, I just wonder. I mean, I don't know that you can make a throw, but it would make sense to try to take that base.
Well, if you make the throw down and get the out, you're going to give him a run, but then you've erased the bases. So we'll see what happens. See if Coach Applegate turns her loose or not. Here's the pitch, and that one fouled off. Hit her in the box. And it's a foul ball.
It did look like she took a big secondary lead there at first, but I don't think she was stealing.
And that's your leadoff hitter, Adeline Hunter, and she has good speed.
Yeah.
But Coach Applegate just doesn't want to take the chance. Doesn't want to take the bat out of Riley Young's hands right here.
With an 0-2 count. Big
so this
pitch.
would be a huge out here for the Eagles. And it's a line drive. They're going to get a double play.
And that's it. The game's over.
That's why you should have run her. The Eagles win it. So if he runs her and she steals second, the Eagles may give her second base.
Yeah.
The line drive out.
I get what you're saying.
See what I mean?
That was.
Softball fans,
that's the way the game's played.
Semifinal game.
So that'll do it. Then we want to welcome you to the State Farm postgame show brought to you by Robin Fowler, your local State Farm agent. And so we thank Robin for sponsoring our pregame and postgame show. We'll start out with Manchester first. Adeline Hunter, 2 base hits. Riley Young with a double, a home run, and a double. Ileana Applegate with 1 base hit. Bristol McClanahan, the catcher, with a base hit. Jaylise Applegate with a base hit. Chloe Carter with a base hit, a double. Abby Neria with 2 doubles and a single and a walk. And Peyton Hayslip in the 9 spot with 2 base hits. For the Eastern Eagles, Adria Alt with 3 hits, a home run, a double, and a single. Emma Putman with 2 base hits. Ashlyn Thomas with 2 base hits. Riley White with 2 base hits. Jana Wright with a double and a single for 3 base hits. And we'll drop down to Emma Salzenberger with a base hit. And that'll do it for the Eagles. Eagles jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the first inning, and coming back with a score was Adeline Hunter. She reached on the air and made it 2-1. Then the Eagles pounded out several hits and took a 9-1 lead, Brian. And we were talking about the mercy rule because they had enough. They had the runners on. Eastern had runners on second, third, and 2 more runs would have put them in that situation. But back comes Manchester with 7 runs in the 4th inning to make it 9-8, and then they went up. They actually went up 10-9, and the Eagles tied it 10-10, and then Eagles scored 2 runs in the top of the 7th inning after Abby Newland struck out. Adria Alt with a base hit up the middle, Emma Putman with a base hit, and then the error with 2 outs in right field. That was a difference in the ball game here later in the inning. So you really hate that for Manchester. They got really it's just a tough situation for the young lady in right field.
Yeah,
but,
she made a nice running catch.
Yeah, right
on
before
the tough
that, made
play,
a tremendous catch.
And then dropped the routine one. That's sports, though. Sometimes that's the way it works.
Yeah, what a great season, though, for Manchester. I got them finishing at 18-4, 10-2 in the conference. That's enough for second. defeated always a tough out is Fairfield in a 9-8 district quarterfinal win. So here we go. So Brian, you've got the go ahead and pencil that in right there. It's a 12-10 win for the Eastern Eagles, and they're going to take on Sims Valley, and that is I believe that is I'm not sure whether it's the first or second game. We got a 4 o'clock game and a 6 o'clock game. If Southern wins tomorrow night, we'll have them tomorrow night against Clay. If they can win, then we're going to have one of our county teams at 4 and one at 6. And I can't remember which order it goes in. I think we were talking about Southern being at 6 o'clock. Is that what we're thinking?
I think so, yeah.
And Eastern at 4?
I believe so. Yes, that's what we were saying.
What we talked about.
Yes, there was a reason for that, why we were talking about that.
Write that on there. So Eastern will be the 4 o'clock game. Tomorrow night we'll be right back down here, and it'll be the Southern Tornadoes taking on Portsmouth Clay. That'll be a 6 o'clock game. And in the first game, before Southern plays, it is Portsmouth Notre Dame and Trimble. And then after that game concludes, we'll be here for the Clay Southern game at 6 o'clock. So that'll do it here from Red Storm softball field here in the campus of the University of Rio Grande. It's our Eastern Eagles 12 and the Manchester Lady Greyhounds 10. For Corbin Wilbur on our infield camera, our video operator tonight, Mr. Wyatt Martin.
Oh,
Brian Allen.
I didn't know you were pointing at me. I didn't know what you wanted me to say.
God bless you and have a great tomorrow.
Thanks for watching the Meigs County Baseball Game of the Week